Hi, welcome back to ShotokuTech. On this video, TTGO T-Display web server and web client, someone commented that they had a question about scrolling text on the TTGO T-Display. So that's what we're going to do today. Make sure to see my previous video, Bricked TTGO T-Display Fixed, to get the latest firmware and the latest TFT ESPI library. Well, let's get started. You can see right now I have the FactoryTest loaded on the TTGO T-Display, and we're just going to go into this example sprite scroll from the TFT ESPI library. Now this sprite scroll example actually has three things going on the screen. It paints a graph, it's got numbers traveling upward on the screen, and then it has some scrolling text, hello world. So we're going to go ahead and upload that and show you how the default sprite scroll example works, and then we're going to reverse engineer it. Okay, we're uploading that sprite scroll demo, and let's take a look. Yeah, so you have the graph across the top, you've got the hello portion of hello world scrolling from left to right, and then you have those numbers from 1 to 60 scrolling upward. So what I want to do is reverse engineer this to just get the scrolling hello world portion. So in this example here, I've basically commented out anything that is not related to the hello world scrolling sprite. So you can see there's very little left of this sketch. We're going to go ahead and upload it. Okay, it's uploading to the TTGO T-Display now. And as you can see, as a result of all the code that I commented out, that we've just isolated the hello world sprite. And you see it only scrolls the hello portion. So let's go to the third revision here. So in this revision, I've taken out all of the comments and some of the white space, and I've moved the hello world sprite to the upper left hand corner of the TTGO T-Display, and we're sending that. Let's see how that turns out. There, and you can see it's in the upper left hand corner, and still just the hello portion of the sprite is scrolling. So let's look at our next example here. What I've done here is I've made the sprite the full width of the top of the TTGO T-Display screen, and we're going to scroll the entire portion of that sprite. So it's not just going to scroll the hello, it's going to scroll hello world. Let's go ahead and send that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you see the sprite is extended all the way out across the top of the screen, and hello world scrolls off of it. I want it to scroll from the right to the left so it goes in the direction that we read things. Let's see if we can do that. So in my fifth iteration, you can see I created a sprite that's twice the width of the screen, and I'm going to scroll that entire portion of that sprite. I've changed the direction, SText2, scroll from +1 to -1. This count is still set to 135 because that's the width of the screen, and we're going to print hello world at x equals 135, so it's going to start essentially off the screen. So let's go ahead and load that and see what happens. If you hang out until the end of the video, I have an interesting surprise for you, so please stay tuned. I've come to understand that these sprite definitions are essentially, it's like a virtual screen. This is uploading, let's see how it goes. All right, there you can see it is scrolling from the right to the left. Hello world begins off of the end of the screen and scrolls across, and it's going in the direction from right to left in the same direction that we read things. So I was feeling pretty good about myself at this point, and I was going to stop here and make this video. But you know, I had to rotate the display and make a longer sprite going the full width of the screen. All right, so let's dive in here. You see, I took this TFT set rotation 1. That wasn't in any of the previous examples, so it was defaulting to 0. So this is going to rotate the screen 90 degrees. Here, I'm using the same sprite definition as the previous example, so let's see how that works out. Of course, you can look down below in the description for a link to my GitHub site where you can get the code. Again, this is rotated, and it's running the full width of the screen, so I gotta go change my camera here. Hold on. All right, so I got the camera rotated now, and you can see it's scrolling across the full width, but Hello World kind of appears in the middle of the screen. So we need to make another revision where we make Hello World appear all the way off the screen to the right and scroll from the right to the left. So let's look at this next example. First of all, I made this sprite 400 by 16, so it's over the width of the screen plus the length of the text that you want to display. If you don't make it long enough, it'll crop off some of the text that you want to display and only scroll a portion of the text. Also down below here, I changed this count, T count, from 135 to 240 because we're scrolling across 240 pixels. And then here, we're going to print ShotokuTech.com at the far right of the screen and scroll it from right to left. I threw myself a curve there. Let's send it along. So I hope this is giving you an idea about how to reverse engineer some of the TFT ESPI examples for the TTGO T-Display. It's good to work iteratively, start out with what works, and then in the next iteration stretch the boundaries, make that work, and then in the next iteration do something new, make that work, and so on. There's the reset. Wow, let's get the close-up here. You see ShotokuTech.com appears all the way out at the right and scrolls from the right to the left and disappears off the screen. So you can play with these numbers, this T count number here, to determine when the new text will appear. I also lowered the delay a little bit because it's a wider screen. I wanted it to scroll a little faster so you don't fall asleep waiting for it to scroll across the screen. So you'd think I would be happy with this and I'd stop now and go ahead and make the video, but I went to one more length here. First of all, you'll want to see my TTGO T-Display convert images for your own custom display video. Then I went to FactoryTest, and there's 3 lines of code in here you need to display an image on the TTGO T-Display. You want to include an H file that contains the image, and I have the details of that in that video I just mentioned. And then down here in Void Setup, you just need these 2 lines to display the image. Set swap bytes to true, and then push image starting at 0, 0, and extending it to 240 by 135, and then you call out the name of the image. So let's take a look at our example code here. So from the top, there's my include file for the background. Here, I push the image after I've set the rotation to 1. Let's go ahead and send this. Okay, it's going. Let's get the close-up here. There's the image and the scrolling text sprite. Alright, so at this point I really can stop. Again, if you have any other tips on improving the memory performance of the sprite, leave a comment down below. Now, let's look at the surprise. Okay, and now for the big surprise. I was looking for a reference to the set rotation command, and I actually found this user manual for TFT ESPI library. And it's got all of the commands for the TFT ESPI library. So this could come in handy for you. Look for the link in the description down below for this and the videos that I referred to. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and thank you very much. Give this video a like, click down below for the links in the description, click up here to subscribe, and click over here to check out the TTGO playlist. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching ShotokuTech. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share.